Talking about building a tidal barrier by itself, so not having any breakwaters to shelter it from wave action, but building what we call a rising sector gate, so like the Thames barrier structure. So that would have abutments which are around the same level as that flower pot there, so about 3 meters above the level I'm stood at now. And then it would have hydraulic cylinders another 1 to 2 meters above that on top of it. If we built a tidal barrier by itself, it would be located where we're stood now, so across the river between the RNLI and across to around Hannaford Road, roughly where Nelson the Seal is at the moment. The construction of that tidal barrier by itself would take around 3 years. We'd only be able to work in the summer months because we'd only be able to work when the sea conditions are relatively benign. When there'd be a flood warning, that tidal barrier would rotate up into place. There'd be no access for boats into and out of the harbour. Boats which needed to come into Looe would need to divert to other ports. Boats which were already in the harbour in Looe would have to wait until that flood warning had passed and they're able to get out. Tidal barrier by itself, due to the nature of the barrier which was required, is quite complex in terms of the mechanics and the complexity of the curves and the construction we need to undertake. That tidal barrier by itself would protect all of the areas of Looe upstream of where we're stood now against tidal flooding, so that would include east and west Looe and the areas upstream of the bridge, for example the railway and Millpool car park.